What inspired me to do the first Boulder Peak was really after an injury I had from an accident up in Aspen at the triathlon up there, and the Boulder Peak was announced to be the following summer. So I really rehabbed and focused on doing that. It sounded really cool, and it was going to be the first real triathlon in Boulder, so it was definitely a must-do. There's a trick with old stage. If you're doing the Boulder Peak, definitely not going out too fast. Take it easy going down J. I remember a couple times working too hard up the hill and pretty much being shot the rest of the race. So it's a fun hill. It's great. Just pace yourself and you'll have a great time.
I got interested in triathlon was mostly from my dad. I mean, he's been doing it his whole life, and he truly inspired me to go out there and do it. But I mainly got into the sport because I suffered from a hip injury when I was younger, playing soccer and running cross country and track. And I did it mostly as a recovery, like biking and swimming. And I wasn't really able to run for a while, so after a period of time, I got really the hang of like doing all three sports. I was like, hey, I actually kind of like doing this, and I found it as a better way to train and a healthier way to train and not to get injured again. So
I've almost missed a few. There's a few that I probably should have missed. I think I was hurt a couple times with some knee problems, and actually in 2012, I think it was, I had knee surgery in the early spring, and I basically had to rehab, and oddly enough, I actually won that year. So you never know what's going to happen. You know, it's maybe rehabbing makes you work harder. I don't know, but I think that was definitely one of them. I think the other time was when she was about to be born. It was about 2 weeks later, and we weren't sure when she was going to come along. So that was another one that wasn't sure if I was going to show up for that one.
this is swim, bike, and run, of course. Anyway, I'd probably have to say that swimming is a very peaceful part of the triathlon for me because I just get to feel the water and just all of nature around me. It's probably one of my harder disciplines because I haven't been swimming that long, and open swim is still a challenge for me, but I continue to work through it. Biking is definitely one of my strengths. I some reason like going up hills. I don't know why, but that's why I'm excited to do the Boulder Peak, because I've been working on old stage and I feel like I can conquer it the best of my ability. And then the run is also one of my favorites because I've been running pretty much ever since I was a little girl, and I just love the freedom of it and just how fast I can go. And finishing is the best part because you just feel all the training is paid off, and that you want to keep improving.
Finish. I think pretty much every year my goal is just to finish. I think, you know, that's the best part, is finishing. Seeing my daughter out there on the run, hopefully at some point, would be a great goal. I think that would be fun. She actually did a relay a few years back, and that was great seeing her out there. She was doing the run for someone, and it was just super fun. So that's like a big goal.
My goals for the Boulder Peak is definitely to finish, but mostly is to not take it out too hard, not to stress myself out, because sometimes I get a little freaked out by all the competition, but I gotta focus on myself and make sure that I just get through the race and just take it one step at a time, and constantly just think about what I can do better throughout the race, and just take it one step at a time. And definitely get up old stage because it's probably going to be the toughest part of the race, but after that it's going to be smooth downhill, and then I get to the run and I just have to take it, you know, step by step, and then once I get to the finish line I'll be done and happy.
For folks that have never done the Boulder Peak, I would tell them to give it a shot. I would say it's kind of like, at this point, the granddaddy of all the Colorado races. the big hill in the beginning of the race at mile 6 or whatever it is, I mean, it's over before you know it, and it's totally doable. But I think because it's got such a positive vibe out there in that race, it's super fun. Every day and every race and every year is a little bit different. And my advice for folks who are new to the sport is to not get intimidated. I mean, you learn over time, and every race is sort of a learning experience, no matter how long you've been racing. So I try not to go in with any preconceived expectations. Just trust what training you've done, and know where you should be, and do the best you can, and smile, and then always thank people who are volunteering. I think that's super important. I think this year is special because I get to race with my daughter. I mean, there's been years where she's hanging out on the sideline, or volunteered, or done a relay, and it's her first Olympic distance race, so I'm really excited for her, and it'll be challenging, and it's definitely not an easy race, but it's super fun, and I'm just looking forward to seeing her across that finish. Races all over the United States and Canada and Hawaii. I would say from a well-run race, Boulder Peak is right up there. It's in a beautiful location. I don't think too many locations compete with it. Maybe Canada, maybe Ironman Canada, maybe Kona, but really with all the races I've done around the country, I would say Boulder is probably one of the most beautiful locations to race. People are nice, everyone's supportive, it's really well volunteered and managed, and you know, I think that's why I keep doing it. It's just great, and it's right in the backyard. I don't really have an excuse not to do it.